Hey everyone, welcome to a deep dive that I think you're going to find really fascinating.
Yeah, this should be a good one.
We're going to be looking at the INFP personality type,
INFPs, yes.
sometimes called the healer or the mediator,
Okay.
or I've even seen the thoughtful idealist.
Oh, yeah, all of those fit.
We're going to be drawing on a bunch of different sources for this,
Lots of interesting stuff out there about these guys.
including some insights from Personality NFT,
Great source.
really trying to get a full picture of this personality type.
Definitely.
And I think maybe answer a couple of questions that have come up along the way.
Like what?
Like, are INFPs really more prone to marital dissatisfaction?
Ooh, that's an interesting one.
And what is the connection between INFPs and heart health?
I've seen some stuff about that.
And why are they often so dissatisfied with their jobs?
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Let's find out.
Let's do it.
So, okay, first things first.
Yeah.
What does INFP even stand for?
Right. So INFP stands for introverted, intuitive feeling and perceiving.
Okay, so 4 different elements there,
4 key traits. Yep.
and all of those play into the personality as a whole.
They all work together to create that unique INFP perspective.
So let's break those down,
Sounds good.
starting with introverted.
All right, so when we say introverted, we're not talking about shyness necessarily.
Not at all.
It's more about where they get their energy from.
Right, so for INFPs, it means they recharge by spending time alone.
Exactly. They find big groups kind of draining.
Yeah. Much rather have those one-on-one deep conversations.
Yeah, intimate settings where they can really connect.
Cozy nights with close friends, or maybe getting lost in nature.
Ooh, for sure, or just curling up with a good book.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, totally. Okay, so we've got introverted.
Sure.
Next up is intuitive.
So this one's all about how INFPs process information.
Okay, so how do they do that?
They're big picture thinkers drawn to ideas and possibilities.
Not so much the concrete details then.
Not unless those details connect to some larger concept.
They're seeing the forest for the trees.
Exactly, always searching for those deeper connections.
Okay, that makes sense.
So then we add feeling into the mix.
Which tells us about how they make decisions.
Right, so INFPs, they really lead with their hearts more than their heads.
They're going with their gut.
In a way, yeah, their decisions are guided by their values, their sense of right and wrong, and their empathy for others.
So they might struggle with decisions that call for cold, hard logic.
Yeah, especially if it clashes with their moral compass.
Makes sense. Okay, so last but not least, we've got perceiving.
This one's all about structure and planning, or maybe the lack thereof.
Uh-huh. So how do INFPs approach that?
They're flexible, spontaneous, they like to keep their options open.
Not big on rigid schedules then,
No, not really. They resist that kind of thing.
which makes them super adaptable.
For sure, always open to new experiences.
But it can also create challenges when it comes to organization and follow-through.
Yeah, it's a bit of a double-edged sword.
So we've got this combination of introspective reflection, a focus on the big picture, a really strong inner compass, and a flexible, go-with-the-flow approach to life.
That's a pretty good summary of the INFP.
And I can already see how this translates into some of their classic strengths like empathy and creativity.
Totally. Our sources highlight those strengths again and again.
They're compassionate, loyal, and imaginative.
Non-judgmental, accepting of others, and deeply committed to being true to themselves.
I'm starting to understand why they're called the healers and mediators.
Yeah, it all starts to make sense.
But let's dig a little deeper into their inner world.
Sure.
You mentioned their dominant function is introverted feeling, or phi.
Right. Phi is like this internal compass, this deep well of personal values.
It guides their every thought and feeling and action.
It's the source of their idealism, their passion, and their unwavering commitment to their beliefs.
So they're constantly checking in with this strong moral code.
You could say that.
But how does that internal focus play out when they're interacting with the outside world?
That's where their auxiliary function comes in extroverted intuition, or NE.
So NE helps them connect their inner world with the outer world.
Exactly. It fuels their curiosity, their ability to see possibilities, and their understanding of other people's perspectives.
So they're exploring the world through NE, but filtering it through their phi values.
You got it.
And maybe that's why they're often drawn to causes, to helping others, to making the world a better place.
Could be. They see the potential for good, and they really want to make it a reality.
It's like this beautiful blend of idealism and action.
It really is.
So this interplay of phi and nay makes them natural mediators and bridge builders.
They can see all sides of a situation and advocate for those who need a voice.
And it's no surprise they're often drawn to careers where they can make a tangible difference.
Absolutely. They want their work to have meaning and purpose.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about their strengths.
Yeah, they've got a lot going for them.
But what about the flip side?
What do you mean?
What are some of the challenges they might face?
I see what you're getting at.
Our sources mention things like over-idealism, sensitivity, and a tendency to take things personally.
Right.
How do those traits play out in real life?
Well, their deep empathy can make them really sensitive to criticism or conflict.
Yeah, they might feel things more intensely than other types.
And their idealism can set them up for disappointment when the world doesn't live up to their expectations.
It's like they experience both the good and the bad on a deeper level.
I think that's a fair assessment.
And speaking of feeling things intensely,
Yes.
one of our sources have pointed out this really interesting statistic that INFP men are among the least likely to report chronic pain.
No, that's fascinating.
What's the connection there?
It's a question that researchers are still exploring, but one theory is that INFPs with their strong phi and ne are actually better at processing their emotions and finding healthy outlets for their feelings.
So instead of bottling things up, they're more likely to express themselves to creatively connect with others or engage in activities that bring them peace.
Yeah, exactly. And that emotional processing could have a positive impact on their physical well-being.
So their ability to feel and express their emotions fully might be protecting them from chronic pain.
It really highlights the importance of emotional intelligence and self-awareness.
For everyone, really, not just INFPs.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's a powerful thought.
It is.
So self-care and setting boundaries are probably crucial for INFPs.
Definitely essential tools for navigating life as an INFP.
But let's shift gears for a minute and talk about relationships.
Okay.
Whether it's romantic partnerships, friendships, or family dynamics, INFPs bring a unique set of strengths and challenges to the table.
No doubt about it.
What are some of the key things to understand about INFPs in relationships?
Well, they create those authentic connections. You know,
They want to go deep.
they want to build relationships based on trust, understanding, and shared values.
They're incredibly loyal and supportive partners and friends.
Always there to lend an ear or offer a helping hand.
But as we touched on earlier, their sensitivity and idealism can also create some bumps in the road.
Yeah, they might have really high expectations that are tough to meet.
And they might struggle to navigate conflict without taking things personally.
It's a delicate balance.
So they might need to learn how to communicate their needs more effectively, set healthy boundaries, and develop strategies for dealing with conflict.
It's all about finding that sweet spot between honoring their own needs and being mindful of the needs of their loved ones.
Which can take time and practice.
Absolutely, especially for a type that's so focused on the needs of others.
But relationships are a journey of growth for everyone, right?
They are.
And for INFPs, that journey often involves learning to express themselves authentically, set those boundaries, and embrace the messiness of human connection.
It's about finding partners and friends who appreciate their sensitivity, their depth, and their commitment to authenticity.
And it's about being willing to do the work, to communicate openly, and to grow together through those ups and downs.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Okay, so we've talked about their inner world, their strengths and challenges, and how they navigate relationships.
Yeah.
But what about their careers?
Oh, that's a big one.
Our sources indicated that INFPs are among the types most likely to be dissatisfied with their work.
Really? Huh. Why is that?
Well, part of it might be that traditional work environments often prioritize logic, efficiency, and competition.
Which aren't necessarily INFP strong suits.
Exactly. It's like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole.
They're conforming to a system that wasn't designed for them.
And it can drain their energy and passion.
So what kinds of careers would be a better fit for them?
Think about fields where creativity, empathy, and a sense of purpose are valued.
Like what?
Like writing, counseling, social work, art therapy, teaching.
Okay. Those definitely seem like a good fit.
Careers that allow them to tap into their natural strengths, express themselves authentically, and make a tangible difference in people's lives.
But it's not just about the type of work, right? It's also about the work environment itself.
INFPs need space to be themselves, to express their creativity, and to work independently.
Without feeling micromanaged.
Exactly. They thrive in supportive and collaborative environments.
Where they feel a sense of belonging and have some autonomy.
And ideally, they want a job that aligns with their values.
Where they feel like they're contributing to something larger than themselves.
It's all about finding that sweet spot where their passion meets the world's needs.
And where they can use their unique gifts to make a positive impact.
And that seems to be something that resonates with INFPs on a really deep level.
Absolutely. At their core, they're driven by a desire to live a life of meaning and purpose.
And when they find that purpose, whether it's in their work, their relationships, or their creative pursuits,
their potential is limitless. You know, it's interesting to think about how this seemingly rare personality type, only about 6.3% of the population, according to our sources, has had such a profound impact on our culture.
That is a good point. They're not super common.
Not as common as some of the other types.
But it seems like they're often the artists, the writers, the musicians.
Oh, yeah.
The ones who challenge conventions and inspire us to see the world differently.
They make us feel things deeply.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's not just art.
Right.
With their strong sense of justice and ability to understand multiple perspectives,
right.
They often become advocates for social change, working tirelessly to create a more just and compassionate world.
But it's like they're these quiet revolutionaries leading with their hearts.
Yeah, and inspiring us to follow our own internal compasses.
Their influence might be subtle.
It might be.
But it's definitely powerful.
Definitely.
Which makes me wonder, who are some of the famous figures who embody the INFP personality type?
Oh, there are some big names in there.
Oh, really?
Some of them might even surprise you.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Lay it on me.
All right, let's start with William Shakespeare.
Shakespeare, wow.
Whose plays and sonnets explore the depths of human emotion with incredible insight and beauty.
His work is timeless.
It is.
Because it taps into those universal themes of love, loss, betrayal.
The human condition.
Yeah, exactly. Themes that resonate so deeply with INFPs.
Absolutely. And speaking of tapping into universal themes,
we
have J.R.R. Tolkien, the author of The Lord of the Rings.
Tolkien, another great one.
That story has captured the imaginations of generations.
It really has.
With its epic battles between good and evil.
Right.
Its exploration of courage and resilience, and its message of hope.
He created these whole worlds.
He did.
Filled with complex characters and incredible detail.
It's amazing.
That really speaks to the INFP's imagination.
Their ability to get completely lost in those internal landscapes.
Okay, another one? Princess Diana?
Princess Diana, yes. Her compassion and humanitarian work touched the lives of millions.
She was known for her empathy, her ability to connect with people from all walks of life.
And her dedication to making a real difference.
Those are classic INFP traits.
They are.
It's like they can't help but want to make the world a better place.
It's in their nature.
Okay, what about a musical icon?
How about John Lennon?
John Lennon, okay, yeah.
Whose songs often express themes of peace, love, and social justice.
Values that are so important to INFPs.
Yeah, absolutely. His music was so raw and emotional.
And really thought-provoking.
It connected with people who shared his idealism and desire for a better world.
I bet a lot of INFPs found inspiration in his music.
I'm sure they did, and these are just a few examples.
Yeah, just a glimpse.
The list of famous INFPs goes on and on.
I bet it does.
Spanning across all sorts of fields, from art and literature to activism and humanitarianism.
It's inspiring to see how many INFPs have used their unique gifts to make a positive impact.
It really speaks to the potential of this personality type.
They might be quiet.
They might be.
But they definitely leave their mark.
They do, and to give our listeners an even deeper glimpse into the INFP mind.
Okay.
Let's share some fun facts and quotes.
I love that idea. Hit me with some fun facts.
All right, so one thing is that INFPs are often drawn to artistic hobbies.
Like what?
Writing, painting, music, photography.
That makes sense.
They need those creative outlets to express their rich inner world.
It's not just a pastime.
No, it's a way of processing their emotions and connecting with something larger than themselves.
It's like their creativity flows out of them.
It does.
They can't contain it.
I wonder if that's connected to their intuition, always looking for new ways to express those deep feelings and complex thoughts.
Could be. What else?
Here's one that might surprise you. Statistically, INFPs are among the least likely to suffer from heart disease.
Really? That's incredible.
It is.
Is there a link between their personality type and their physical health?
It's not totally clear, but some researchers think it might have to do with their tendency to avoid conflict and stress.
Interesting.
They're less likely to bottle up their emotions, and they're more likely to prioritize self-care and activities that bring them peace and joy.
So their laid-back, easygoing nature might actually be good for their hearts.
It could be.
That's a good reminder for all of us.
It is.
Finding healthy ways to manage stress and making time for things that bring us joy.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm ready for some INFP wisdom. What quotes did you dig up?
Okay, here's one. The world is not to be put in order. The world is order incarnate.
Ooh, I like that one.
This quote is attributed to Henry Miller, a suspected INFP.
It speaks to the INFP's ability to see the beauty and meaning even in the chaos of life.
Yeah, they're not trying to force the world into some rigid structure. They're embracing the natural order that already exists.
Exactly. Okay, what else?
Here's another one from Anais Nin, a confirmed INFP. I dwell in my imagination, but reality also suits me fine.
Oh, I love that.
It highlights that duality of the INFP, their rich inner world and their ability to navigate the everyday world.
They're not just dreamers.
No, they're doers too.
It's that balance they find between their internal and external worlds.
It's a delicate dance, but they make it look effortless.
They do. Well, this has been such an amazing journey into the INFP personality.
I'm glad you think so.
We've explored their strengths, their challenges, their relationships, their careers.
Their cultural impact, their health.
Yeah, it's incredible. What a fascinating type.
They really are.
What are your biggest takeaways from all of this?
For me, it's the reminder that even though INFPs may seem quiet or reserved, they have this incredible depth and passion that can truly change the world.
That inner fire.
Their empathy, their creativity, their unwavering commitment to their values. These are qualities that we all need more of, especially in today's world.
I couldn't agree more. They teach us the importance of following our hearts.
Of staying true to ourselves.
And of using our unique gifts to make a positive impact.
It's a powerful message.
It is, and one that I think resonates with all of us regardless of our personality type.
Absolutely. INFPs shine a light on the power of authenticity.
Yeah.
And remind us that real strength comes from embracing our vulnerability.
And connecting with others on a deeper level.
Exactly.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of the INFP, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought. So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of the INFP, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought.
Okay, shoot.
What is it about the INFP personality that really stands out to you?
You know what's fascinating to me?
What's that?
Is how they manage to be both deeply introspective and incredibly impactful on the world around them.
It's that paradox.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
They might seem quiet or reserved on the surface, but their influence is undeniable.
It really is.
Think about all those INFP artists, writers, activists who have shaped our culture.
And challenged us to think differently.
Right. It all comes back to that powerful combination of introverted feeling and extroverted intuition.
Those two functions working together create such a unique perspective.
They have this strong inner compass, this deep well of values.
But they're also able to connect with others and see possibilities that others might miss.
And they use those gifts to inspire, to heal, to create, to fight for what they believe in.
It's pretty amazing when you think about it.
It really is.
INFPs remind us that there's strength and sensitivity.
Yeah.
That it's okay to be different.
To be yourself.
And that each of us has something unique to offer the world.
I think that message is especially important in a world that often feels so focused on outward achievements, material success.
Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in that.
INFPs remind us to slow down.
To connect with our inner selves.
And to prioritize those things that truly matter.
Like compassion, creativity, authenticity.
Yeah, exactly.
They help us remember that it's okay to be a little idealistic.
To dream big dreams.
And to strive to make the world a more beautiful and compassionate place.
Absolutely. So as we wrap up this deep dive into the INFP personality,
I
want to leave our listeners with this thought.
Okay.
Embrace your own unique gifts, whatever they may be.
Good advice.
Don't be afraid to be yourself, to follow your passions, and to let your inner light shine.
Well said. I think that's a perfect note to end on.
And if you're interested in learning more about the INFP personality, or any other personality type for that matter,
there are some great resources out there.
Be sure to check out Personality NFT.
Definitely a wealth of information there.
Thanks for joining us on this journey of exploration and discovery.
It's been fun.
Until next time, keep diving deep.